Hi everyone, it's Rebecca, and today I wanted to make a quick video for those of you who speak English but are unfamiliar with the dollar bills in the United States. So I have a collection here of the $100 bill, $500 bill, $20 bill, $10 bill, $5 bill, and $1 bill, and let's take a look at them. So we'll start with the $1 bill, which is probably the most common, the most well-known, and it also features our very first president. So George Washington is shown on this $1 bill. And so there are certain specifics that change based on the bill, like the numbering, I think where they're printed, and things like that. But in general, this is what our $1 bill looks like. And on the flip side, there we go. Probably what's known the most is "In God We Trust," the pyramid with the all-seeing eye, which I don't even know all the symbology of that. And this is actually, I just realized this is a more recent one. This was printed in 2017, so it has Steve Mnuchin's signature. It's been a long time since I've looked at these. When I was a kid, I used to look at them a lot more. So there's our $1 bill. Next, we have our $5 bill, which features one of our other most famous presidents, Abraham Lincoln. This one in particular was printed in 2013. I can't read the signature from this far. Let's see. The $5 bills change a lot, if I remember correctly. These have been updated, I think, more than others. "In God We Trust" in the back. When I was younger, we didn't have these large numbers like that. I think that's maybe why I'm thinking that the 5s have been updated, but you can see compared to the 10, which I'll show you in a little bit, it's a lot larger and it's colored. So there's our $5 bill. $10 bill features one of the famous Americans who was not president. This is the uber famous Alexander Hamilton, who was the first Secretary of Treasury. And he is on the $10 bill. And this one doesn't say when it was, oh, here we go, series 2009, so it was printed in 2009. "In God We Trust," U.S. Treasury, that must be the Treasury building, which makes sense because Alexander Hamilton was all about the money as a good Secretary of the Treasury. Number 20, our $20 bill. This features President Andrew Jackson, who is a controversial president. I remember growing up and in school learning about Andrew Jackson, which we didn't learn a lot about him, but there was a girl in my class who was of Native American ancestry, and she said that on her family's reservations, they don't use $20 bills as a reaction to how terribly Andrew Jackson treated the Native Americans. So like if you needed to buy something, you could use your 5s and your 10s and your 50s and all that, but they didn't circulate the $20 bills on the reservation. At one point, somewhat recently, there was a campaign of what woman should be featured on a bill, and for whatever reason, they decided that they were going to replace Hamilton on the $10 bill. And then there was a lot of outcry saying that Hamilton should stay, really Andrew Jackson should be replaced, and I believe Harriet Tubman was selected. However, I have no idea what's happened with that change because I haven't heard of anything since then. But yeah, so it's always interesting, the history of and changing things. I mean, I wouldn't mind if he's changed or not. He's been on the bill my whole life, but I mean, he doesn't have a lot of fondness for me. This looks like the White House in the back. I'll have to check that. But there's the back of the $20 bill. So I would say 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s are very common and we handle them all the time if we have cash, since most people use a credit card, or now you can use your phone for everything. But the $50 bill and the $100 bill are a lot less common. I'm sure that's understandable. The $50 bill has Ulysses S. Grant. So like in other countries, and in our country as well, George Washington, you know, started his career or his really rise to prominence as a military general. Ulysses S. Grant is really known for his military prowess. And so he is on the $50 bill. And this bill was printed in 2013. I wasn't sure if it was 2003 or 2013. And the back of it is the Capitol building. And this actually says the U.S. Capitol. The $20 bill said Treasury. Oh no, $20 bill is the White House, excuse me. It does say the White House. I don't have to look that up. So it's nice that they all have their nameplate on the front in case you're new or you don't know. On the back of this one, it says U.S. Capitol. Back of the $10 bill, it does say U.S. Treasury. Back of the $20 bill, it says the White House. It was just faint, so I didn't catch it the first time. They all do. Back of the $5 bill, it says Lincoln Memorial. And the back of the $1 bill says the Great Seal of the United States of America. So they do give us some reference points, which is helpful for people like me who forget my own history. So there's our $50 bill. And this one you can kind of see is multicolored. And if you hold it up to the light, I don't see anything in this one, but sometimes they have different markers to avoid counterfeit. Finally, we have our $1 bill, aka the Benjamin. This is another famous American founding father who was not president, Benjamin Franklin. And let's see, this one has a superimposed as part of the Declaration of Independence. And this particular one is a newer bill. It was from 2017. And this has kind of a hologram. I'm not sure if you can see that, kind of like the Euros do. The Liberty Bell, the Liberty Bell over something. I don't know if you can see that. And this one is Independence Hall, which my history is very bad, but I think that's in Philadelphia. And I think Benjamin Franklin might be buried in Philadelphia. I will have to fact check all of my thoughts in this video just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure this is Philadelphia themed. So there you have it, a brief discussion of the different dollar bills used in United States currency, who's featured on the front and the back, and its significance. Let me know if you have any questions or what your thoughts are about this. Thanks.